Hey, everybody.
You beat me to
Hey,
it.
Chris.
Hey,
What's up?
hi, Pete.
What's up? I saw you looking. You were distracted like the cat.
Always, there's always. I got buttons and doodads and beer.
They're,
Beer. Um,
they're all lit up. All the little buttons are all lit up.
yeah, I've got my command chair here on the
That's right.
base star triangle. You're in. So I'm in base star triangle. You must be in Battlestar New York. Um,
That's right. That's right. Very good. Very
so
good.
base
Welcome,
star
everybody, to
triangle.
IFB Interfleet Broadcasting, baby. So, Chris, we got a lot of things to talk about, and let's make sure that everybody knows what they're tuning into, right? So, why don't we give them our new opening? We made some adjustments, and you actually fine tuned a little bit of what our profile says.
Ah,
So,
you're talking
yeah,
about our Facebook profile.
yes, that's right.
So actually, I think we need to change it
Again,
again. So
again.
let's go look at it real quick. Hang on, let's go look at it.
Okay, let's get it. Well,
Uh,
welcome everybody to IFB, a not-for-profit 70s, 80s sci-fi pop culture news and commentary broadcast. So we're going to bring you, as we move forward in time, we continue to do interviews, videos, reviews, Battlestar Galactica, and other pop culture sci-fi shows. We believe the fans fuel the fandom and the fleet. So um, we have some announcements to make before we do our customary toast. We do a toast, everybody on knows. And George Zuvalos, yes, sort of like hopefully the toast is not going to be with Greek style fermented milk. It's going to actually be with Vulcan Ale,
hey, we could
but
do some
it's over
Uzo.
8 years
I
old.
can do Uzo.
Yeah. Uso we can do. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Lola, don't go to the Copa, Lola.
Her name was
Lola's with
Lola.
us.
She was a showgirl.
That's right. Excellent. So,
So
Chris,
ready? I think we need to
yeah,
change something, right?
we do. Absolutely, we
So
do.
let's
So
go
let's
look at the
go
top of this, and you tell me we're
live
missing something. I
on
think.
Facebook, guys.
Yeah, this
We
is us.
have a big announcement, and
It's missing
today
something.
it's missing. Where is it though? Put on your Cylon gold helmet, Chris, so you can zero in on it,
Well,
because
let's
otherwise
try to change it and fix it.
you won't see it. You won't see it without the right type of vision goggles. The red eye. Stop the red eye from moving back and forth. Actually, Chris, does the eye start at the right and go to the left, or does it go from the left to the right? I've always wanted to figure that out.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay, good answer. Well, everyone, we are very happy
Are
to
you ready?
announce that
This is
yes,
Facebook.
go for it. Click it. Click it. We're gonna making a change on our banner, an
Blam.
official
Anybody notice the
change.
change?
I can see the change. Anybody else see the change? Tell us if you can see the change. Look at our logo and see if you can spot the change. Mediocre Modeler, welcome to the show. We're just announcing that we have a major update on our site, and we just changed the banner, and we're hoping that it's now up and running. I am going to refresh. I'm going to refresh my the site on IFB on Facebook, and let's see if you guys if it's coming up. Hey, Rob, what's up? Thanks for joining us. And we have, let me see if we can time this correctly and make the announcement. Oh, it's up. So if you guys, yes, Ramon, you're right. And maybe I should have used a different word, but yes, rights reserved, correct. So
Ramon is right.
that's correct. I should have said correct. So
So yes, we
we
are. Hang
we
on, let me
are
throw you a beat. Ready?
okay. Ready?
It's all
Here
you.
we go. Boom. It's all me. There you go, everybody. We are official. We just got this in the mail. United States of America. This is from the trademark office. We are now official. We own the rights to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's no longer a TM. It is now officially an R. And so this is our official certificate of registration with the patent office. So congratulations to us. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for having, taking time out and watching us and supporting. And yeah, John, it's awesome. It really is. Lola's, yay, 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 bravo. That's right. Mediocre modeler, yeah, congrats. It took a bit of a doing, but we pulled it. We pulled through. We weren't sure one way or the other. When we met with them, they, when we met with the attorneys, you got to meet with them and you got to talk to them. Luckily, it was all through virtual. But we didn't expect to have any issues, but we got it, and we're happy to share it with everybody. And so now we're going to, I think, yeah, John, thank you. What we're going to do, John McCartney, John L. McCartney. So yes, thanks for joining and thanks for the warm wishes. And we're now going to start putting out some T-shirts and stuff. So that's going to come at some point, and we're going to probably put some pics up on our site. So we're going to be working on that eventually. So without further ado, tonight we have a whole bunch of things we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to, go into the Battlestar Galactica second novel, the Cylon Death Machine, which Chris always refers to. I'm going to let him say what he also always says.
The best rock band name ever.
There you go.
Hang on, wait, we got to do that in the right voice.
The best rock name band ever.
Cylon Death Machine.
The Cylon Death Machine.
Yes, but Chris doesn't realize that it's a K-pop band. It's not a heavy metal band.
Oh, so it's K-pop. Then hang on.
Yeah,
hang on. It's
good.
The Cylon Death Machine.
Oh boy, get back on camera.
All right.
So yes, we got it. We're registered trademark. We're official. We own IFB, Interfleet Broadcasting, and we're happy to announce and share with everybody.
That took almost a year.
Yeah, that's right. It almost took a year. That's true. That's true.
And of course, it took some of our own funding.
Some?
Yeah, well. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
So that
but
was
it was
cool.
worth it. And, I guess probably the real reason we need to tell people why we did it, I guess it's to keep people from, utilizing Interfleet Broadcasting somewhere else and tarnishing our name in regards to somebody, we didn't want anybody else saying that, hey, I'm Interfleet Broadcasting or whatever else. At that point, if somebody ever does that and you don't have it registered, oh, well, you can't do anything about it. They can create Twitter accounts or whatever else they want to.
And that's the dark side of things that go on sometimes in the fandom. We've heard a lot of stories. We got a crash course education. There's always rumors, depending on how deep you get into the cons and the fandom. But we got a really good baptism by fire, not when we first started, and there was a lot of rumors about how this happens. So Chris and I had decided that it's in our best interest to actually do this. So we did it, and this way we can protect IFB as it is, that you guys know, especially you guys have been with us from the beginning, and everybody else that's watching and getting to know us. This is our brand, right? IFB Interfleet Broadcasting we're not for profit, and we cover 70s and 80s and pop culture, right, Chris?
Yep. And I think it's another great thing is it's another step towards a movement where we want to represent fans of the 70s and 80s to Hollywood or whoever else. I mean, we're not looking to make money off this thing, but we want to give everybody a voice. There's hundreds of Facebook groups and everybody doesn't get along, and we want to say, hey guys, come to us and let us all become one. Let's all become one voice to Hollywood in regards to, let's say, Battlestar Galactica, and that's probably our first one. If they don't hear or they don't see that there is a large contingency, a one group with one center focus on a mission, then it's just a bunch of people. Until you get a center focus or something like that. If you don't remember, it was The Expanse, for instance, when Sci-Fi wrote the Expanse off, the fandom got together under one roof, called themselves the Screaming Firehawks, and they started inundating Bezos and Amazon with airplane flying over with a banner. They had, they even had one guy send up into space a little picture, a little thing of the Rosinante. They did crowdfunding for all this, and they literally forced Amazon to pick it up. Of course, Bezos loved it, but Amazon wasn't going to pick it up until all of these fans started showing, hey, we really want this show. I think we lack that in Battlestar Galactica. We have a large contingency of people who want to see Battlestar Galactica. There is rumors, and there is, Kinsberg, Kinsburg. Kinsberg is the person who is supposed to be doing the movie based on the 1978 continuation, not Galactica 1980, but a 78 continuation movie. He has the rights to that. He has been slotted to do that, to direct it. I almost said teach it. I'm definitely in my teacher mode again. He's going to teach it. So no, he's going to direct. He's the producer, and he's already going to get ready to hire a director. And all that information came out almost 8 months ago, and it's been dead quiet ever since. And unfortunately, they don't do anything on Facebook. If you want to talk to Hollywood, you got to talk to Hollywood through Twitter. Yep. Twitter is the Hollywood microphone. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So I threw up a post today to Mr. Kinsberg, inviting him to tell us a little bit more what's going on. Hey, put a hashtag, don't let BSG die. If you see it on Twitter, go ahead and retweet it. Let's try to get it out there and, get our movement going. I know it's only a short number of people here right now, but it can grow. And I think that's something we really need to look at. But all right, I'm off my soapbox now. I really think we should. I enjoyed that. Yeah, we should really get together and do something.
George G's in the house. Thanks for joining. And so, look, guys, we have a bunch of stuff. We are going to continue tonight. Chris, we're going to do 2 chapters. One's really short. The other one is,
semi-short,
normal sized in our book that we're covering. We're getting into, I think, the last third of the book. We also are going to be doing our Realm Press coverage. Man, these comic books, they're beautiful. They really are. There you go. They're just incredible. So we're definitely going to be doing those. They are. I'm so glad that I stumbled on them, and they're incredible. Sorry, I was putting away the certificate.
I know. I goofed up and put that back before you came back on. My fault.
So right, we're gonna do this, and amongst a couple other things, and there's a bunch of announcements. We have news. So John One will join us as well, and he's got a whole bunch of cool things he's gonna talk about. He was on a scouting mission, and he acquired some cool stuff, and so that's
all. Was he scouting for the Cylons, or was he scouting for the Colonials, though?
Well, I'm going to let him speak for himself.
But before we do that, we have to do our toast.
He's climbing up Mount Hecla with me, but you're hanging with Volpa, but that's beside the point.
I'm cold. Ready?
What are you doing?
Ready? We're going to do our toast, right?
Oh God. Oh boy.
I lucked out because I'm redoing the one we did a little while ago, which is the sci-fi hamster wheel.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a little Borg hamster there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to redo that one again. So because Pete's got to do his own.
Okay. So
Pete, you actually have another one standing by, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Okay. So let's set this up.
All right.
Okay. There was a challenge. It was issued a long time ago in a different galaxy.
Far away.
The Star Wars galaxy, the colonial galaxy. And it revolved around opening up sealed packages of the original 1978 issued Battlestar Galactica TV photo cards. And so Chris was cool enough to actually eat.
Cool. How about
stupid?
Chris, I know for a fact, I'm 100% sure that when Battlestar Galactica was on TV in 1978-79, that amongst your friends, you were definitely not the kid that would eat bugs on a dare. However, fast forward to today, Chris was up for the challenge of trying what a 40-year-old piece of gum from one of these packs. So in one of the other episodes that we did, we opened them up and then Chris ate the gum and it
should have taken a screenshot of that when we throwing it up almost.
Man, it was so funny. I hadn't laughed that hard because we were in the pandemic. There's nothing to laugh at. I mean, nothing that I've watched or seen since that moment. I mean, up until that moment, and so I laughed myself silly, and we had a great time, and so Chris issued a challenge that I had to rise to the occasion to, and I put it up. So for those of you that voted and liked and all, you're all up to speed. But for anybody else that wasn't aware, right, there's two beers. The challenge, Chris issued a challenge. So he challenged me to either drink Vulcan Ale from this bottle itself, which is over, 8 years old?
Yeah, 7 or 8 years old.
The choice was a can of Romulan beer, but the Romulan beer was voted down. And so tonight, I'm going to toast with this. And we're hoping that it doesn't smell like rancid milk, because that's what happens with beer. If it goes bad, it smells like rancid milk. And this is not alienation. And although Chris thinks I'm an alien sometimes, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that. So I am going to then, since Chris, he ate the gum and nearly lost it, which was really fun. Georgie said gum's away. Ramon says, not a big deal for a Cylon to eat old gum. Ha ha. Yeah, but it's going to be a problem for me. Mediocre Bottler is 911 on speed dial. Mediocre Bottler, please have your phone ready in case we have to call the poison control and get them over here.
There's not a Mr. Yuck sticker on that thing anywhere.
Dude.
Does anybody remember those?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, your mom would go around the house and put the green Mr. Yuck stickers on things you shouldn't drink or eat.
Yeah. Okay, so John L says, better notify council security. We're going to need 2 rooms reserved on the prison barge when these two start drinking. Yes, very good. Thanks, John. So, let's do this, man. So for everybody that's tuning in now, this is the challenge that
Have you got a bottle opener?
Chris dared me, so I'm now. He ate the 40-year-old gum. I get to drink the 8-year-old beer, and so here we go. All right, so ready?
First of all, I want to hear if it has. I want to hear if it's got gas in it.
Ready? Here it goes.
Oh, it did.
It
did have gas in it.
It did.
Oh, okay. My turn. Hang on.
All right.
My turn. Mine's nice and
fresh.
So
I've been told. There's been multiple recommendations. Don't smell it. Just pour it and drink. And then others have said, smell it. So I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. Okay. So
at least you have a bucket. I didn't have a bucket last time. So anyways, read what it says on it. I mean, it's so this Vulcan Ale. Actually, I got an email from them today.
Oh, you did?
They want to come on the show.
Okay. A logical choice for a palate-pleasing libation. Vulcan Ale is an Irish-style red ale brewed to honor the Vulcan homeworld, a founding member of the Federation of Beer. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first test.
Did you just hear what I said? They're coming on the show.
Yes!
Yeah, they're going to be coming on the show in the near future. They're crowdfunding some more beers that are coming out Star Trek-wise, so.
Excellent.
I sent you the email, but you didn't read it.
I did read it.
Oh, well,
I'm
see, there you go.
on this now. I'm trying to keep my guts.
Smell it. Go ahead and smell it.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Does it smell like beer?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
All right, so let's pour it in the cup. Hey, at least it's not black. It's not oil. All right, I got mine. And I'm going to stay off camera for this toast because we want to see exactly how Pete takes this. So anyways, thank you for joining us. We appreciate everything you've done. It's been nice knowing Pete. Maybe someday we'll, hold a memorial for him or something like that. We'll shoot him out into space. Anyways, any final words there, Pete, before you poison yourself?
Okay, so officially it's actually what, 7 years old.
Yeah.
It's only 7-year-old, guys. It's not 8, all right? So my mistake.
It's not 40-year-old gum.
No, it's not 40-year-old gum. It's only 7-year-old beer. So
anyways,
no
final words?
No, I think I'm just going to pinch my nose and just take a quick drink of.
A quick drink. You're gonna guzzle that.
Oh boy, this is.
Smells great. There you go. See.
Okay.
All right. I couldn't smell the gum. All right. So everybody, fans, Fuel the Fleet. Thank you for joining us. Here's to you. Nice knowing you, Pete.
Yep. See ya. See everybody. Here we go. Fans, Fuel the Fleet. Okay. That's nasty. It has
You've got
really
the
bad
you got the Mr.
aftertaste.
Magoo eyes.
Yeah. Does not taste good. Not at all.
Describe the taste. It has hints of chalkboard.
Oh, it's sour. Very sour. Not normal sour. Not like what it's supposed to taste like.
Not like a Sour Patch Kid, right?
No. Just like really nasty. And I don't think it was meant to be true. Okay.
Don't smell it, huh?
All right.
We may have to cut away from Pete's camera.
Oh, boy. Look, can you guys, I don't want to spill it, but you can see that there is foam in it.
It was still fermentation.
There is. It's but it doesn't smell right. I mean, obviously, I looked at the cap before and it would look it'll dent it up. I don't know if Chris tried to like pry it up or maybe tried to inject something through it before he gave it to me. But he may or may not have sabotaged this. It tastes rude.
Rude.
Absolutely.
There's a word.
If I
drank rude beer.
Yes, if I was outside in the yard or in the alley, I would have just spit like you wouldn't believe. But does it have a green tint? Yeah, Mazel Tov. Yeah, George Zuvalos, thanks. If it had been kept cold, it would have been okay. Yeah, it's definitely rancid. Yes, Zuvalos, it is rancid for sure. So I did drink some, and the aftertaste is indignant.
I love this one. Hang on, ready for this one?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh boy, it's strong when it gives you that Borrelian Noman face. What I wish I could
awesome,
do
John.
now is scrape my tongue. That's what I want to do, is just scrape the tongue of the nasty. It's not meant to be.
We didn't have to bring the bucket, at least. Bring the bucket.
Wow. Whew. Okay.
So you got to finish that, by the way. You know that, right?
No, there's no finishing it. You didn't finish the gum. You spit it right out, man.
I put the whole piece of gum in my mouth, so you should have the whole beer in your mouth.
I put the whole. Yeah, I did. I put the whole mouthful of beer.
Mouthful of beer.
More than once, and you didn't like swallow the taste of the gum, man. Whatever that.
I did. So when it turned to dust, I was like, well, maybe it'll constitute. So when I was chewing it, I was like, maybe it'll constitute. And I was like, well, mouth is full up with saliva. Maybe I should swallow. I was like, that was a bad idea. That was a mistake. Because it's not becoming gum anymore. It tastes like cardboard.
Oh, well, this didn't become gum, and it's pretty nasty. It's not meant. Let me
enjoy my fresh beer here.
And a 7-year. Well, I just got myself. I have this backup. I got
the backup beer.
There it is. Interfleet Broadcasting. IFB. Chris, you don't have the little.
I got to put the R on. You know how hard it would be to put the R on that, by the way? You'd need to make it about the size of that B.
Oh, man. You owe me a Coke, mediocre modeler. Use the 40-year-old gum to get rid of the taste.
There you go. You got the package there. Go ahead.
Razor Ramon said that. He's like, if you don't get the drink to gum, You need to have, or the beer. If you don't drink the beer, you need to have the gum. I drank some of the beer, and thank you very much. The foamy IFB koozie ain't gonna make it taste any better. This one is not this is something else. This is not that. So here's to everybody for hanging and joking and having a good time with it. So cheers.
Yep, Pete didn't die, and there's no opening on IFB's board yet, so we'll keep it up.
Oh boy. All right. Wow. That is still lingering in the back of my mouth. It is just not so good, guys. Not so good. Oof.
Well, it's Vulcan Ale. It's supposed to make you smarter. Don't smell it again. You'll throw up. You almost threw it up last time you smelled it.
Wow. I just want to make sure that it wasn't.
It's one of those bad smells. You're like, did it really smell that bad?
Yeah.
I really want to make sure it smelled that. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It smelled that bad.
It's got the milk thing, the bad milk thing. But anyway, okay, so all right. The foamy.
You actually believe that, Daddy
something
Crivel?
else in it. Okay. All right, moving on, guys. All right, so I hope we all had fun with that. That was the whole point. Chris, thanks for taking the challenge on and doing it. I appreciate that. I know we had a lot of fun with the gum. And
I got the worst end of the deal, though, I'm sure.
All said and done, I think you did. I got to be honest. I think you did. So anyway, look, we have plenty of stuff to move on to, including, of course, the books, the realm, the comic books. We're also going to make some more announcements on what's upcoming because we have some stuff going on, including auction.
Cool stuff.
We've invited some other personalities and authors and the like, and so we'll talk about that. However, John 1 is patiently waiting, so why don't we bring him on?
Hang on, John. There you are.
John is...
Hey, Pete, how you feeling?
Oh, boy, my tongue is just...
Well, you're a braver man than I am.
It does smell bad.
Oh, man. We'll have to watch the rest of the show. If you turn green, I gotta take bets.
It's a slow acting poison. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Tonight, the 911 call will hit.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, anytime. Like I said, there's an opening. There may be an opening on IFB's productions.
Cylons.
So it's been an interesting week. So hey, John's been gone for 2 weeks. So where have you been?
Yeah,
is he frozen?
John is frozen.
Hey, look at the picture is frozen on.
It's perfect. He's licking his lips. John wants some of this. John, I got some Vulcan Ale for you, man. Here you go. Here. There you go. There we go. See if we can bring him back.
All right, we'll try to get him back here. Hang on. So we'll go to Pete while I rattle his cage.
Oh boy, that's special. Honestly, that was special. So my advice, guys, is if you don't take any challenges that includes, old ale, especially not from Vulcan. And man, I hope I don't lose my dinner. That was pretty nasty. Chris, did you get the better end of the deal on that challenge? I'm not sure. But
I think I did.
So,
all right, so maybe. John's internet connection was hacked by the Cylons, evidently.
Oh yeah.
Which happens. So that's why.
Vulpa.
Yeah. So it's one of the reasons why we love to do this live. I mean, if it was recorded, it'd be like, nothing happened. We just record over top of it and nothing. But this is the fun part, the live part is where it's at. So, I mean, we get to see people's comments. I mean, like Lola and...
Sorry, guys.
There he is.
Oh, John's back. Excellent.
Yeah. Sorry
He's
about
back.
that. A minion was running around by the table and knocked my wire out.
Fire that one. Get rid of that one's gotta go.
The little minions are always in trouble.
He's outside
John,
the
no
dogs right
college
now.
for that one. No college. Tell him you're not getting college. No college for you.
No dinner.
All set and everything. I'm like, what happened? Like, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. That's what makes this whole thing fun. So
This is a part of the show when John one goes on and things go wrong.
Yeah. And here's John 1 with the fork. Well, John's got his tongue stuck out and is stuck in a. Yeah, you were stuck with a. Look.
Yeah, that's my
Dave
wife
Alexander
face.
says, "Welcome back, John." Thanks for joining us, Dave.
All right.
Boy! All right.
All right, so you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's tell us. Hang on, let's do it all over again. Ready? Here we go.
The intro.
Hello, everyone. This is John One reporting for Interfleet Broadcasting. August 22nd at 10 p.m., Epic's channel will debut its new series called Chapel Wait, based on Stephen King's Jerusalem's Lot. It's set in the 1850s. It will follow Captain Charles Boone. He was a sea captain and lost his family. He goes back to an ancestral home, and strange things start to happen. You know, it's like that's a storyline. What's going to happen? So you know what's going to happen. But this looks pretty good. I still remember the old Salem's Lot from the 70s, and that really scared me. So
Oh yeah,
you look at the trailer.
Extremely
that was good.
frightening.
Yeah.
That was still gives me creeps to this day watching that. Like, he's flying in the window. James Mason.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
But the show will be good. If you see the trailer, check it out. So, the 6th and final season of Lucifer will air on Netflix September 10th. Shudder's Creepshow Season 3 will debut on September 23rd. If you haven't seen this series, please do. Showrunner Greg Nicotero is doing a great job. Also, a second season of Sweet Tooth has just been renewed for Netflix. That's a pretty good channel, good show. It takes a little while to get into it, but after like the third or fourth
it took me a little while to get into
it.
it. Yeah, I think
I
it
was
took
like,
like 3 episodes. It took like 3 episodes. I was like,
About
I don't
that.
know if I want to watch this.
But the fourth or fifth one, I was like, okay, I had to pull my toes too. I'm like, okay, I think I get off the couch, I'm gonna watch it. I'm like, okay, and then it's all getting better. So hopefully, good thing for the next season too. Hopefully, even better, but more fast paced. All right. Also, The Walking Dead's 11th and final season will air August 22nd on AMC. Due to COVID, the final season will have about 24 episodes, so it should be like an hour and a half long. So there could be a new episode from August 22nd to December 25th. So you always have something to watch on Sunday night. Tune in for the long march to the end.
Nice.
Another Predator movie is on its way, titled
Heck
Skull.
yeah.
For now. It'll be about the Predator's first journey to Earth, with a female lead, rumored to be a Native American woman, maybe a Cherokee or a Comanche, but this should be good. It's rumored to be headed straight to Hulu. Stargirl Season 2 starts August 10th, 8 p.m. on the CW. My kids like watching it, and, you know, if you guys know who Stargirl is, she has a long history in the DC Comics. Suicide Squad 2 drops tonight. It's actually on. I got to unpause it later on to watch it. My kids want to watch it, but I can't watch it. It's pretty.
What's that on?
It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
And upcoming conventions, Dragon Con, September 2nd, Atlanta, Georgia. Erin Gray will be there, so if anyone can get me a autograph of her, maybe the
What do you
picture
want?
of
I
her
get
is
her.
turning into the space vampire, which is my favorite episode. If
I'll
not,
be
just
there.
get rid of it.
I'll be there, and I will honor that request.
Thank
I don't
you.
know about the
Thank
space
you.
vampire piece, but I'll definitely get you an autograph.
Best one ever she was in. Memento Con, September 11th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A lot of stars from Supernatural will be there. Fan Expo Boston, September 3rd to 5th. Awesome Con, August 20th to 22nd, Washington, D.C. Sci-Fi Summit at the New Jersey Convention Center. We'll have stars from Mandalorian, Flash, Star Trek, September 10th through 12th. Eternal Con, comic book and cosplay convention at the David Mark Exhibition Center, Hempstead, New York, August 7th and 8th. So if you have nothing to do this weekend, head to Hempstead, check out the Comic-Con. Convention of City Cosplayers will be on September 9th and 12th. ConnectiCon will be on September 9th and 12th. 2 new comics to look out for this month. King Spawn. This will be the first ongoing comic of Spawn since 1992. Get your hands on it. And Lucky Devil from Dark Horse. It's about an out-of-luck slug that gets possessed by a demon. It goes wrong, and he retains all his powers, and everyone from hell is going after him. Looks pretty good.
That's what's going to happen to
speaking
Pete
of comics-
tonight after he drank the beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. I feel it
Speaking
now.
of comics,
Inhabited by a demon.
I feel it now, man. I feel the gurgles.
Ah, all those noises in your stomach are the demons telling you, oh, you should have drank that beer.
The noise will be coming out the other end.
Yeah.
Okay,
I get-
all right.
I get that a lot when the wife goes away. I say, oh, I shouldn't have drank that much.
I'm never gonna drink that much again.
Never, ever again, never. Speaking of comics, I visited Fourth World Comics in Smithtown, New York. It's one of the best comic book stores on Long Island. Wide range of genres, collectibles, Funkos, Marvels. You got a long list of books to pick from, masters, whatever you need, they have there. This comic book store has been going around for 30 years. And I keep going there. I actually put my list back in, and I got a couple new comics coming this week. So check that out. And okay, guys.
Battlestar comics.
Yeah, that's why I went back in the corner and like, oh, Battlestar comic. I picked the good ones, and those are the extra ones. So they're still there, guys. Seek them out.
I love
I actually had to go for the omnibus too. So as you know, guys, always looking for trailers, comic book news, anything else. But if you have anything, just email me at lonecenturion1@gmail.com, and I'll air it. Guys, have a good night, and thank you for your time. John 1 out.
Later, John. Thanks
John.
a lot.
Awesome job. Love it. Brian, thanks for joining us. Scott Schneider goes there all the time, signs his books there. No kidding. All right, that's good. Space Vampire is the worst Buck Rogers episode. Mediocre Modeler says it's the worst.
Hang on, I'm going to unmute John here. Hang on, he's going to cuss him out. All right, good. You can go back to him. What do you say?
Yeah, but I know that was the space fan looked horrible, but Aaron Groh turning into the space vampire, that's what I was talking about.
Awesome. Thanks, John. Thanks, Mediocre Modeler. All right. Yeah, I think I'm feeling the fumes from the Vulcan Ale. So whatever it was, I am going to keel over in about 30 minutes, and you'll know what it's from. So,
well, we'll still be on air more than likely in 30 minutes because we're long-winded to begin with.
Okay. Oof, man, that's special. That beer is special.
You actually believe that, Daggett Drivel?
Which one am I looking for?
Apparently, it was not as big a surprise as we had hoped for.
No, what's the other one?
It was this one, I think.
That the humans remained entertained until the end.
That wasn't it. That's it.
Control yourself, my
There we
friend. You blow a circuit, or I believe you call it a blood vessel.
I can hear that one again.
Control yourself, my friend. You blow a circuit, or I believe you call it a blood vessel.
Oh, that was that time you ate the gum. I definitely blew a blood.
By your command.
Yes. Speaking of that famous quote is mentioned in this chapter or the
right.
Yeah, I think it's
this chapter.
And they talk about it, and now we know what it's all about.
So it is time.
I wonder.
Versus episode.
Hey, they hit the button early. But we can always watch it again. Hang on, ready? We'll watch it again.
Yeah, do it again. Okay, come on.
Book versus episode.
What a beautiful thing.
You know, Chris, the details, right? The devil's in the details. First of all, the Cylon patrols are 3 raiders, and I only saw 1. So what that means is the other 2 were destroyed. So you're all so happy and proud of the one raider, the lone raider that escaped. That doesn't say much because the other 2 got destroyed, and that's that. So I don't want to hear anymore.
I'll pull up the video. We'll see.
Pull up the video.
I'll pull up the video. We'll see.
Oh God! So now you're gonna actually show the Viper. You always cut out the Viper, and now you're gonna show the Viper because there's only 1 raider left. They're only flying in 3s. Their patrols are in 3s. There's only 1 left, and you're so proud of that. You shouldn't be proud of that.
If there's a Viper there, it's the Wonder Woman version of the Viper. Some of you will know what I'm talking about.
Oh boy.
The Wonder
Dave
Woman
Alexander
version of the
says,
Viper.
I wonder if the Tipsy Toaster put an extra ingredient in the beer. Nah, I think this 7-year-old beer just by itself is potent enough. Yeah, it's special. Check the Cylon back up camera. Yeah, check the Cylon backup camera. That's right.
Beep,
So,
beep, beep. No, not that backup camera.
love it. Gotta love it. So, Chris, we got the Cylon Death Machine. We got the Realm Press. And we got a bunch of other things going on. As a matter of fact, Chris, let's start pushing this now, because we are definitely committed to this. It's happening one way or the other. Everybody, August 26th is going to be our trivia night.
Yes.
We're doing trivia. So everybody is invited. Watch for the details. We're going to have a lot of fun. Yep. It's our second trivia night, but this time we're using a whole new platform. We're going to have 3 track. Well, we're going to use we're going to have questions from the 3 areas, the 3 franchises, kind of sort of Galactica. Classic, we're including 1980, and of course the reimagined, right? So
yep,
it's a free.
Maybe we'll even throw in a Caprica question or 2.
Oh no,
I loved Caprica. I really did. That was a good show. So.
Oh, you didn't. That's the first time you bring that up.
But anyways, I think so. Let me describe it a little bit. So what'll happen is you'll be able to. Hang on, I got to show this. Pete's over there burping. You missed it. Oh no, I wasn't. Pete's over there burping, going, "Oh, that smells horrible." Just later on, Pete, it comes out the other end. It's really going to be bad then.
Oh, stop.
So so we're gonna do a trivia contest. Trivia night. We're gonna do a couple of tests on it. So the great thing is you will need to be on a computer, and you will need a cellular device. Hey, look, it's 8:42. Huh. Anyways, squirrel. So you'll need a cellular device to answer the questions. So the idea is we'll send you a link inside of the event when it starts on that day. There'll be a link inside of the event. You'll click on that link. It'll take you to the answering section on the phone, and we'll talk about the questions, and then we'll launch the questions, and they'll appear on your phone, and you'll answer them. And you can't cheat, because the way it works is the amount of time it takes you to answer, it starts a countdown. So if they start at like 100 points, for instance, and it just starts going down and down and down and down and down, so you can't go look it up. So you have to know the answer. So it's gonna be fun. I think it's something new that we've invested in. So once again, we've got my wife only knew. Thank God she doesn't watch this show. Anyways, you spent how much money on what? Anyways, you made Pete drink what? What are you guys, 12? You know, it would be my wife. I can see it now. Thank God she doesn't watch the show. Your wife doesn't watch the show either, does she?
No, in 1978,
there you go.
I was 12.
That's right. I was 10, so.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So, bottom line is, we're gonna have some prizes too, to be announced. We're gonna have some prizes.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be something like a IFB coaster.
That's right. Bam. Yep, those are original. Nobody else got them. So,
and if you're really nice, you could even have a Tipsy Toaster coaster. Say that 3 times real fast.
Showing off. Stop showing off. Put that away.
Tipsy Toaster Tipsy Toaster Coaster. Tipsy Toaster Coaster. Tipsy Toaster Coaster.
Dude, I'm drinking 2 different beers. How come you can't speak? What's up with that?
Tipsy Toaster Coaster.
All right.
Or you can get a New York Pete coaster.
Bam! Look at that.
Bam.
All right. There you go, baby. The prize is the 1980 show on DVD. That's what Ron said. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants.
You have to pay people to take that one. No. Send that back. I'm not taking that.
You don't want that.
Sorry, post office, postman. Can you put the return to sender on that sucker? Don't send it to me. I don't want it.
That's funny. Oh man, that's a good one, Ramon. Thanks. But yeah. So look, we're gonna have a good time, and we invite everybody. We're gonna put it up. We had a small one. We did a little one a while back,
Yep.
and we had a really fun time with it. And so this time we're hoping to have even more. Chris, do we have a roundabout number that can participate?
We can host up to 100 people. So 100 people can answer the questions. So I doubt 100 people. What? You win a what?
John says, "Is that a prize or a punishment?" Oh boy. Oh man, you win a returnable. And Warriors won last time. That's correct.
Oh God,
That's correct.
give me a break. They cheated.
Yes. We won.
No,
We won.
you had
We won.
you
Yes,
had
Michael Steiner.
Mike
was
Steiner
on
from,
board.
but he was
Yes,
like this the
from
entire
Battlestar
time. So he's
Saturn.
like,
Battlestar Saturn. He knew all the answers. Battlestar
right.
Saturn.
No, you watched the replay. I gave him
What's the matter, Chris? Get it out, man. Just
had
say
a burp. I was burping and trying to talk at the same time. I wanted to hit the mute button, but I was talking, so it was like a burp. I was like, anyway.
it. Two brains. It
That's
was a
it.
misfire.
I could. One brain needed to burp, the other brain needed to talk. So I apologize for anyone who was listening to my burp instead of my talking. Or maybe I should say I apologize for my talking and not my burping. You might have liked my burping better than my talking. But anyways, so Mike Steiner was
don't
cheating.
forget,
Anyway.
It's an award-winning show, isn't it?
We hope to be someday an award-winning show. I don't know what award it will be, but we'll give it a shot.
Oh boy. Oh man. I wonder if
I was
this
saying,
this episode-
yeah, you guys cheated because I gave it. You watch the replay. If you watch the replay, you'll see. You'll see the MC state, "Hey Chris, answer that question." I said, "No, I think Mike answered it, or had his hand up first." So I gave those questions to the Colonials because Mike was already had his hand. So if this was up, this is all he had to do to get up there. So, anyways, I'm sure you guys, when you do sign up when you sign in for the trivia, you can pick Cylon or you can pick Colonial as a team.
Yep.
So, and we're not doing team awards, but we'll do individual awards. But we'll at least see if Team Cylon. We'll have one person sign up for Cylon. Maybe Sean will be here. Maybe Sean Scalio will be.
Maybe Sean will come in.
Yeah, come on. So
Rob says everyone should get a piece of, the piece of gum from the Topps card as a consolation prize.
Oops.
And, yep, there it is. Hey, Rob. Thanks for that. Oh, man. When to sign up and where? Lola's ready to go. And Mediocre Modeler says, as long as it's not the Darwin Award, you're doing good. Thank you, sir. All right.
All right.
So sign up. We will announce.
Yes.
I guess sure. We're going to do it soon.
Actually,
soon.
I'm gonna put an event inside of on Facebook here in a couple of days, and then it's just gonna say an event, and it'll be the date and the time, and then later on we'll fill in the link for the trivia for the answering.
Cool. All right. So that's happening. Let's now Chris, we have to do this justice. We're doing the Fleetus family auction.
Right. So
that's
we're back to
happening
announcements, and we're not doing
August 12th.
we're not doing book versus episode. So those were the two times we watched it were just a trial run. But yeah, so we're doing a auction. So Fleetus family, if you haven't heard, I should have brought that up. Anyways, they just had a new Michael Hogan is doing better with his recovery. And if you don't remember what happened to Mr. Hogan, Michael Hogan. I keep saying Michael. Is it Michael?
Jeez, man, you need to come on.
It's Hogan. I know that much. I'm so sorry. That's what happens when you turn old. I keep saying Michael, and I think it's Michael. Damn it! Now I got to look it up. Anyways, as I'm looking it up, and you hear my keys typing in the background, you'll know that Battlestar Galactica is Saltai, and it was. Oh, come on, people. I know it's Saltai. Who played the thing?
Oh, somebody, come on, give us the answer. Help Chris. Yeah. Well, Dave
Michael
Alexander
or John?
says, Michael or John
Hogan.
Saw some recent pic of him on some BSG sites.
Yeah,
looking way better. Yeah, that's right.
He's looking a whole lot better.
A whole lot. He was not well, but yeah, he's looking way better. Michael Hogan. Thanks,
Michael.
John.
It was Michael, right? I wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
I was just wasn't sure. Yeah. Anyways, Michael Hogan. If you haven't a chance to check out his GoFundMe site, go to GoFundMe, type in Battlestar and Michael Hogan, you'll see it pop up. He is. We're trying to raise money. Everybody in the fandom's trying to raise some money to help him with his medical bills, because as an actor, you don't have a whole lot of medical insurance, I guess. So he's trying to become better. He had a hit his head during a Comic-Con. So he was out there for the fans, and he fell in his hotel room and then went to bed and got up and they couldn't wake him up the next day. He had some brain swelling and some problems. So if you get a chance, you can donate to his site, but we'll also be doing there's a group called Fleet is Family, and Fleet is Family will actually be on our show here shortly. And when I say Fleet is Family will be on our show, and they're going to talk about a new auction that they're going to have coming out. Fleet is Family is based in England, and the guy who did the next auction piece that's going to go out is based in South Africa. So we were going to have the United States, England, and South Africa on the show at the same time. I will be busy in the background.
So cool.
It's cool though.
Cool. A lot of fun.
So, but yeah, that's coming up. What's the date on that?
I can tell you that we have that set for August 12th.
12th, that's it.
August 12th, 2021. And you know what? We have tentative guests lined up. So Jason Abbott, we have Lou Tambone and Steve Donoso, who sent us. They're all lined up, and we will be announcing them as we get closer to their actual dates. So we're honored to have all those guys come on board, and then we have others lined up as well, and more coming, guys. And we have a couple of surprises. We have a couple of big surprises. We're working to solidify someone who is very, very important in the legacy of our beloved classic Battlestar Galactica 1978. And as soon as we lock down a date, we're going to start campaigning for it early on. So that's in the works. So we have a lot of great stuff coming up, and so we're happy to enjoy it all and share it all with you guys, because that's the whole point of this is, reaching out and bringing it together for everybody to enjoy. So, Chris,
are we now ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Ready? We get to watch the Viper get. Never mind.
Book versus episode.
And there's, according to Pete, there's some invisible Viper back there. I don't see it.
You cut it out. You took it out.
Okay, cut it out. That's live action right there.
I will.
You're looking at the portal of your Battlestar New York, and that's what's going on.
Oh, boy. Okay, lame. All right, everybody. So, here we go. We go to the Cylon Death Machine.
Actually believe that daggett drivel?
Oh, we're rocking tonight, aren't we?
Dr. Smith. I got to meet him at a convention in New York City, and got his autograph. Great guy. I always wondered watching. It's like, man, is is that actually Dr. Smith from, you know, Lost in Space? And I don't believe he's actually credited. But anyway, so chapter 18, guys, starts on page 161, and we haven't had an Adama journal in a while. So
but
it's kind of.
It's not like this is great a great Adama journal to begin with, because I read this Adama journal, and the first thing I thought to myself was, he must be smoking plant vapor. That's exactly what I thought when I read it. I was like, boy, there's some really heavy mushrooms on that on the Battlestar. He's talking about Sharky Star Rover again.
Yeah, it comes back, but I remember when I first read it. When I first read it, I thought it was weird. I got it when it first came out, and then I thought about, well, so I guess his way of dealing with the trauma and everything else is to revert back to, you know, these stories that he had read,
or do drugs.
Number two is we do get a chance to see a little bit of their culture, right? So the actual colonial culture, they have books and stories, and, you know, so I don't know why, I guess, but why'd they pick this? But anyway, bottom line is there's a moral to this, right? Sharky and the tree takeaway. First of all, it's a setup, right, for whether or not there is a finite number of trees. And to me, that means, okay, so, and the ragtag fleet, the universe and its size, is it infinite or finite? Again, goes back to the fleet, the concept of the fleet, and the numbers, and how there's just a set number of them alive. How many are they going to survive? Are they going to survive? And then finally, of course, is, you know, is escape and the possibility of escape, is it finite or not? And he says, do we inevitably give up and get trapped in the Cylon net, or do we continue fighting? And so that's how he kind of like interweaves the whole thing with the trees, and whether it's a good tree or not tree, and then this.
Okay, wait a minute. So you got all that out of that. I got you're on drugs. That's all I got out of it, because I mean, you look at some of the stuff here. I'll read some of this stuff. This is, you know, so first of all, I want to see he's, you know, he starts off with, I keep thinking about Sharky Star Rover, which is the weirdest name to begin with. It's definitely definitely a kid's book, it sounds like. So yes, last night I dreamt I had a copy of the book in my hands, but when I opened it, the print was blurred and I could not make out a single word, because you were on drugs.
Because he was sleeping, and it's a nightmare of sorts.
No matter how close I held the volume to my face, or maybe he needed his glasses, I don't know. So, but he starts talking about a lush landscaped planet. Sharky is falling down, exhausted. And there's this fierce, the Denzians have captured Jameson, and he's like, oh, you know, so he's calm. He's down there, and he's, you know, the last sight he had of Jameson, they were taking him away. And so he's laying down under this tree. So he stared at the tree for a really long time. He's never seen one like this before. He's impressed with its size. And meanwhile, you know, poor Jameson's probably getting tortured, but he's just, oh, look at this tree. It's so cool. So, you know, and then of course, it's the 70s, because you get the words, the universe was not so darn gosh awfully big. Those are the words inside the book. So that's definitely the 70s. And then you got to appreciate the finite, and it talks about this sap that falls off of it and misses him. Yeah.
Yes.
That's an LSD trip, dude. There's no doubt about this. You know, and he's like,
he was sleeping. He woke up, and in his stupor, he's like, oh man, what the hell?
Sure. Yeah. This is an LSD trip for sure. Yeah. There's you know, how it got to me thinking how small the universe is. And this one tree may be the only tree like it in the entire universe. And it's dripping sap that can kill me.
But it doesn't hit him.
But it doesn't hit him.
Doesn't hit.
Because when you're on drugs,
It's
it
a
doesn't
dream.
do that.
It's a dream. He's dreaming about this. But anyway, look, the bottom
He's
line
smoking
is
plant vapor.
that-
There's no doubt about it.
yeah, whatever. It's a way to kind of bring up. Well, you missed the whole other thing that he said about his buddy, right? So the Blob,
Jameson,
that the Jameson, they were talking
which
about like boiling.
shares a
him
name with a
to eat him.
whiskey, but anyways,
Yeah, Jameson was going to be eaten.
as Pete takes another drink.
Yes, to keep that bile down.
Yeah. Till
Yes.
after the show. Just keep going till after the show. Then afterwards,
That's
just
right.
bring the
That's
bucket.
right. So, there is then a little bit left after that. There's the Adama Journal. We go into the actual chapter. The chapter's,
Right.
pretty small. And oh my God, John says, I'm waiting for HR Puffin stuff to show up in this stream sequence. Excellent.
I'm with you.
Perfect.
I'm with you, John. I mean, this guy was
yeah.
definitely on some freaking drugs.
yeah.
There's, the little flute player guy was going to come out any second now. Was it Mayor McCheese, the guy, whatever the guy was there from the HR Puffin stuff with the big head?
Jeez. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the guy with the big head. I don't know who the big
Like
HR Puffin
blending
stuff name
everything
was.
to commercials
That's right.
together with HR Puffin stuff was a mess. That show was just a wreck, man. That was.
Hey, I
talking
watched
about
that show
people like
religiously, along with
Oh.
I See Johnny and I See Jamie and I see Romper Room. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Romper Room,
Yeah.
Wonderama. Yeah, there was some
Yeah.
crazy shows out
So
there.
yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm with John. It's drugs are a bad thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Don't do drugs.
That's all there is to it.
Sid and Marty Krofft. That's right.
Just say no.
Yes, Dave. 100%. So once we finish up with the Adama Journal, it goes to the Imperious Leader.
Yes.
And the Imperious Leader is
Is-
dealing,
Is not on drugs.
but he also doesn't sleep, man. There's no
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
for the Imperious Leader. There's no,
No sleep for the
worries.
wicked.
He's not emotional.
What's the White Stripes song? No sleep. I know there's Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn, or No Sleep Till Brooklyn, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. No Rest for the
Yes.
Wicked, I think is what the. Anyway,
That's
go ahead.
right. Anyway, so the Imperious Leader and the hologram of Starbuck, right? So Starbuck goes into being totally disrespectful because of the way he's programmed.
That's
and the
because he's
Imperious Leader's-
Starbuck.
Yeah,
You humans
and the
are
Imperious
just-
Leader's losing. He's starting to lose his composure with the hologram, and Starbuck tells him something about like luck, and we find an insight
Right.
into the
Well,
Cylons.
We should probably go back and remind everybody what this hologram of Starbuck is. So
Yes,
I think before we so anyways, the Imperious Leader has a program that has different people from that they've captured or they've had information on, and they build people around that information, which it also goes back into here. We'll talk about it in a minute. So anyways, that's this. So he wants to he's picked Starbuck to be his inside idea of what the mind of the human would be. So they've created this digital version of Starbuck. So sorry,
Correct.
go back.
no, that's a guy. It's a holocron.
Holocron
Yeah,
or something.
holocron, something like that. So it's disrespectful, and the Imperious Leader wants to. He always alludes to.
Yeah, in the past
wants
he
to pull the
got
plug on
unplugged it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so pissed off at it. And then, so the Starbuck hologram that's talking and interacting with
Right.
the Imperious Leader mentions the fact that Cylons don't grasp the concept of luck, because the Imperious Leader wants to, believe it or not, kind of like wants to put the hologram in its place. Like he wants to put Starbuck in his place, because Starbuck is so disrespectful. So the Imperious Leader is telling them that we're going to capture everybody, and then we're going to take over, we're going to destroy the Galactica, and the hologram's like, did you capture Starbuck? And he's like, what do you mean capture Starbuck? And he's like, well, if this is an important mission, Starbuck would be on it. He's like, how do you know he'd be on it? He goes, because I'm Starbuck. He's like, no, what do you, that's crazy. And then he's like, Starbuck is, well, you're going to write it off. And I'm going to tell you that there's this thing called luck. And Cylon, the Imperious leader, says that it must be tangible for Cylons to use it in their strategy or strategies. Otherwise, there's no place for luck at all in the Cylon, culture. And he's like, well, buddy, you got a problem. You're going to have a problem with that. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I love, one of your people, hang on, Imperious leader voice.
One of your people will be executed. The other will be eventually.
That's a good side. Oh, what are their names? Hey, Thane and Kree. Never heard of them.
Yeah, don't know them. She's like, what?
What do you mean you don't know them?
You don't know them. It's like, I don't know them because you haven't programmed me to know them. This is information that's after the date that you programmed me. And the Imperious leader's getting upset.
So I like this part. I think this is the important part because we had talked about this previously. So the idea where they get the information from this is they scan it out of their brains. It's all there is to it. So they for instance, in the show they say Kree is been scanned with that big thing there, and then they're like he's like, take him to a cold cell. I'll examine his cortex later. I'm going to interrogate him later. I'll examine his cortex later, which means they're going to behead him, and in my opinion, of course, that's not in the book, behead him and then scan the information out of the brains, which is how the Starbuck piece became the way it is. They don't really get into that there, but I mean, they your data banks can't milk. You can't get milk from a Daggett after all. So, they're not part of your captured prisoners. They didn't get scanned, not because they said what they were. He didn't build a program off of interrogation. They built the program off the scans of the brains. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing that the Cylons will scan the brains and build information off of that instead of torture. I mean, they did mention they kind of tortured Kree in, was it 2 chapters ago?
Yeah, they did.
Bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that he's like a wreck, like his brain swelled. Yeah. So Vulpa.
Once again, I need to correct you. It's First Centurion Vulpa. Go ahead.
Okay. And Vulpa is worried that the explosion has made its way to the Imperious leader, right? In other words, like that he found out, and so this is where they first introduce this train of thought, right? So we do like a sort of like a jump cut. We the whole scene with the Imperious leader's done, and now we're talking about Vulpa comes into play, and he's worried that the Imperious leader has somehow found out that there was an explosion. And Vulpa gets
phone call
message. Yes, and it's
a phone call
from the High Command. It's from the High Command, quote, and all other Cylons stood in rigid silence as the Imperious leader is now going to speak on the screen. I thought that was interesting. And you can't see his face because the Imperious leader sat in the shadows, which is very interesting.
Well, and then of course we talk about that with Larson didn't like the way that came out, so he always put the thing in the dark so you can see it.
Didn't like him. And this, Chris, is where they reveal that by your command is an honored ritual.
Yep, so
that's what that quote is. It's an honored ritual.
But he says, First Centurion Vulpa says, and he says,
by your command,
according to the honored ritual. Honored ritual.
Yeah. So
that's kind of neat.
So it's an honorific type of thing that they do. It's not just a functional. It's an honored ritual to respond with.
When they're talking to, in the show, not in the book, but when they talk to Baltar, they're actually honoring him when he says by your command. That's kind of weird. Like honoring a human.
They're honoring his rank.
Yeah. We've both been in the military and we know what that saying is.
Yeah.
I have respect for your rank, but not you.
Yeah,
I only
had to
say
bring that
sir
up not
because
too
of your
long ago.
rank. You're
That's
you're a yeah.
Yeah, this is so true. And basically, that's the wrap for the chapter. And we are now.
Well, I want to cover before we go to the next chapter. He
Sure.
says something at the end of this chapter that was kind of interesting. It says so they, he gets the thing from the Imperious leader, and he's like, okay, well, hey, I expect no less than the annihilation of the Battlestar and the entire fleet.
Yes.
That way you can return to the executive officer staff on the command base ship.
That's right.
So if you don't remember from the other episodes, if you haven't watched our show in syndication, the other episodes we talk about Vulpa was actually a runner for, I'm sorry, First Centurion Vulpa. See, now you got me doing it. Okay. Right, so First Centurion Vulpa was actually a runner for the next Imperious leader, and he was banished to the
Yep.
what's the name of the Hecla. He banished to the Ice Planet because he was very outspoken, which is unusual for a Cylon to be such an outspoken individual. So he's like, hey, I think his big problem was he said, why don't we leave the humans alone
and move on to better things,
right,
solidifying the empire.
and they're like, all right, he needs to go. He's not toting the party line.
Exactly. But the other thing, Chris,
shipped him out, so now he's got the opportunity now to get back into the good graces and maybe become the next
Imperious leader.
However,
we also should mention then that, which is obviously, this is all background and different from the episode itself, is that the Imperious leader makes it known that he knows about the explosion, and Vulpa's like, how the heck did he know that? Somebody, somehow.
He's afraid that somehow you've heard about the explosion. Although he did not, but that's the first thing that First Centurion Vulpa, thinks to in the back of his brain is like, how did he know that happened? He's calling now right after that happened. So
yeah. So
but at the end,
some spy or something.
Yeah, he thinks there's, but he's like, all right. So, but the funny thing here is he says there's this is the inconsistency I don't get is he says transmit the orders. They're going to start shooting randomly now.
Yes.
So the automatic fire, they're going to be randomly, and he's going to go up to the supply ship. He's going to take the supply ship to the station. But there's an elevator.
Right.
So why is he taking the supply ship up to the top and not the elevator? My opinion was they were trying to set up Vulpa surviving. I'm sorry, First Centurion Vulpa surviving, because First Centurion Vulpa was supposed to be the bad guy for the rest of the show. So how else is he going to survive if he has a ship up there he can fly off? So that's kind of the thing I got, because later on in the thing we'll talk about how Apollo's like, oh, you got to take the elevator area so we can come back down. So why didn't Vulpa take the elevator up? Well, because we had to have some reason for him to survive. I think, in my opinion, that's what it is. We'll never know, because I can never get a hold of the writer because he will not answer his email. And he's 90 years old.
Correct. But I thought that it had to do with Vulpa having an escape ship.
That's what I just said.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I think that's what it is.
That was in the back of my head. Plus,
we'll find out later in the next chapters.
I do. Yes, we do. But and the idea that it plays into the possible escape. There is now a ship, so that I don't know if that's overthinking it, but
that's kind of what I was thinking. Is this is a setup in the plot line for him to escape so he can come back later on.
And/or Thane, Lita, Wolf, Croft.
Right. We'll get in the next chapter here. So chapter 19.
So that's part of that. So that's what I was thinking. Oh, so they set that up for him to get there. He's got a ship there, and that kind of.
We could also, thinking about it, we could also say that they could have probably thought at that point, if they couldn't get down the elevator, the writer of the book could have said, well, they escaped via the. So in the movie, if you watch in the episode, if you watch the episode, it's Adama says, send down an escort of Vipers and a shuttlecraft to pick up our people, and so there's like a whole big thing. Oh, why didn't you send them down there to destroy the damn thing to begin with? But he says that in the episode. So I'm thinking maybe this was like you're just saying is possibility. This was also put there. If you take that up and they maybe get rid of First Centurion Volpa, and they destroy him there, then maybe they would have used that ship to get off the planet too. So,
right.
Anyways, chapter 19.
Chapter 19. Now it's Croft.
Now it's going back into Croft, the mind of Croft.
A lot of it's not a short chapter. It's a regular sized chapter. However, I found that there's a lot of similarities. There's a couple of things that stuck out when I read it, and it starts out with pretty much a Starbuck announcing that Thane is dead, and they kind of cover that. Wolf, Lita, are silent. They just, and Croft, they go silent. They're surprised, and the explosion was, it seems, a lot bigger in the book. There were more casualties.
Right.
A lot of people, some Cylons were destroyed as well.
But they don't mention in the book. In the book or the episode, they really don't show if any of the Theta class life forms were killed. And they don't mention any of that. And in the book, they don't do it either. So maybe it was a censorship or something. But they insinuate.
No. They did mention it, Chris. They said that Starbuck. So somebody apologizes for the deaths of the Theta class. They're Theta class casualties.
And there's an apology. Section. Is that in this chapter?
No. That was before. So when that
was in the last chapter. Then I missed it.
Yeah. They talked about how there's the explosion was bad. It might even be the one before us, because there is a talk in the book of Starbuck making his way back to them. And when he's making his way back to them, he's talking to Tenna, and he says, I'm sorry that, remember the chapter ended with Tenna asking him, was he one of your friends? That's the conversation. He says, he apologizes.
He could have been. Yeah.
The Theta's being killed as well.
That's right.
So it was a kind of a bigger explosion than we saw on the episode.
Right. So,
and then
so this starts out with, he comes back into the room. I wanted to bring up so I was reading through it. It says, Starbuck comes back in the room and surprises Apollo. Apollo turns a gun on him. I was like, hey, I thought I left you in charge. Apollo's like, Starbuck's like, yeah, I thought I'd reconnoiter. Love these words. I mean, some of the weird words you get into this thing. Who uses reconnoiter anymore? Anyways.
It's a recon.
Yeah, it's a recon, but I mean, I'd reconnoiter. Yeah, okay. So, but he comes back in and he enters the room. I'm sorry?
For the English that are reading.
For the English. For those people who speak Latin in there. It's all Greek to me.
Not to me. It's
Not
Dutch.
To you. It's Dutch.
No, it's Dutch. It's Dutch to me.
So, but Starbuck enters the room. I think it's funny that the thing I picked up on was he's wearing a clone worker's outfit. It's filthy with the dust, so we guess the explosion got the dust on it. Apollo reaches out and touches the fur. The outfits that we see in the show don't have fur on them. So I thought that was kind of interesting that, maybe this was a different outfit that they thought about in the show and not that, because normally the fur only comes to when they're outside in the cold and you saw
parkas.
thing.
Parkas.
Parkas.
Yeah. Interesting. That's a good point.
So I just picked up
the
on
rest
that.
of
It's like one of those little teeny little things I picked up on.
Well, the other things that I kind of skipped over, a lot of what I was reading in the back of my mind played out very similar to the episode. Starbuck comes in, he talks, everybody gets all. They now have to decide that they're going to actually go on the climb, and Apollo breaks them up. They synchronize watches.
I love that part though.
And yeah, they're hacking, and Lita speaks to Croft. And what I thought was interesting was now it's like Croft's it's totally apparent that Croft is now battling himself inside.
Right.
And she said to him, I remember this from when I was a kid. Lita mentions two things that always stood out: the code and the bloodline. That's what's keeping you in place. That's what keeps you back. That's what kept you from getting,
from shooting down
freedom.
We could have had freedom if you would have killed the Colonial Viper pilots.
Yeah. And Croft mentions that it was Adama's warriors, that it was Adama that came after him. And it's like, remember we talked about this earlier.
That was early in the other.
Yeah, I don't remember that. And so it's about the code and the bloodline.
Yeah, never. The code: never show emotion when you hear one of your kind has been killed.
I was like, okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. And the bloodline. So, and then Croft has to make an internal decision whether or not there is a decision, a critical decision, right? They're at the crossroads. Are they going to go? And so he's internalizing, right? We see it in the episode. We kind of know it's
right. It's
dramatic, right?
I'd bring it up if we wouldn't get cut down or we wouldn't get shut down on it, but
yeah. So it's there, but not in the detail, right? So we see how the actor presents the conflict, because he wants to be with his wife, and he's not able to, but so he's internalizing, and she's like, this is it. This is our chance. We can actually make this happen. We can go for it. We can go. We can have what we've always wanted, and it's our freedom. You don't want to go back. What do you want to go back to? These are the people that enslaved you. They took your your freedom away, and it was a mistake. And so he's like, this is what I've always wanted. I've wanted to have my relationship back, and then he's like, he does say something about, right, but we can't let the fleet be destroyed.
Right.
Like,
so he still has that feeling of loyalty to the fleet, to the Colonials, even though they've enslaved him. Yeah.
And so the chapter tells us how he has to he quickly puts all the elements together. If he contradicts her now, he'll lose her, he'll lose Wolf, and they won't be able to make the climb. Everybody loses. If he goes along with it, right, he's lying to her, and he's saying what he doesn't want to say, but maybe there is a way to save at least the fleet, because he's already come to the decision. He's not going with them. He's not going to make the run for it.
Right.
So,
and this differs a little bit from
us. Thanks for joining us, Janet.
Hey, Janet. Speak some Greek, is what she says. Come on, Pete.
They speak some Greek.
Why don't you speak some Greek? You know Greek.
No, they speak some Greek. Some speak Greek. Some speak Greek. Well, I guess they do.
Did you drink it? Yes, he did. You missed it. You'll have to go back and rewatch it. Don't rewind now. You can rewind later. Rewind later. Don't
That's
rewind
right.
now.
Clay Arden said he watched it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
But so I think one of the things that was in the book that was not in the episode was Apollo says, hey, you were going to split everybody up. Boomer, everybody else go this way, and me and Wolf are going to go this way. And Starbuck's like, whoa, you don't want to do that.
No,
no,
don't.
You don't want to do that. And then even Croft is like, yeah, bad idea.
It's bad. Bad idea.
That's worse than drinking, 7-year-old beer. So it's worse. It's a worse idea than drinking 7-year-old beer. Go ahead, gag and throw up. I would love to see that. Anyways. So they're like, hey, you don't want to go in. So that's not in the episode, but it's in the book. So I wonder how that's going to play out in the next chapter. And you don't get to see it in this chapter. You get to see it in the next chapter. You'll have to.
We shall see.
You have to tune in. You have to
Tune in next week to see the outcome.
So.
Okay, TK306.
That's it.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so go ahead.
Well, that's pretty much, Chris, in a nutshell. That's chapter 19.
But you did bring up the timepieces thing, and there's a funny piece in there.
Yeah.
So they said like, oh yeah, Apollo's like, all right, everybody, we're gonna go assault this thing. We need three different groups, and they're gonna all be doing 3 different things. So we need to set our timepieces. Which those timepieces were, I've been looking for one for a while, and I just cannot afford the $600 to $800 or $900 they go for.
Yeah,
when they're broke, they still go for that much.
It was
the Hughes Aircraft Company watches that
they didn't make a lot of them.
No,
and they brought them over specifically for the show.
Yeah,
and there was X number of them for the heroes to wear, and
it's silver and gold. Don't forget the different ones.
Yeah, there's a bunch of information on the internet about those watches, and they're very hard to find.
And when you do find them, you better be ready to bid on them for a really long time and throw out $900 on one that actually works. I'm like,
I'd like to see the one you get, Chris. I'll play with the one that you get.
Yeah, okay. The ones I've seen mostly are, but for the people who are cheap, now I know we're a little off subject here, but we're still talking about the watches. For those people who are cheap, there is a 3D printing plan. Yep. Somebody actually has a 3D printing file out there on Thingiverse, I think it is. You can actually print one out. So anyways,
that's cool.
So it's funny, they sit there and they said, maybe it's product placement. Hughes watches said, hey, we'll give you X amount of money and these watches to feature them on Battlestar Galactica. So, let's check the timepieces, just like, let's check the sci-fi hamster wheel, and so it's product placement. So I was thinking those product placement. If you ever watch, what's a good product placement movie is
Terminator 2.
No, Terminator's got some Pepsi in it, but the biggest one that's just this bland, that's just straight out there is Wayne's World. Wayne's World just makes fun of the product placements as well as put products in the show. They're making fun of product placement while placing the product placement in the show. I think it's great, but they're like, they're like, Pepsi, a choice of a new generation. So they, anyways, so maybe it was product placement. I don't know. So they're checking their watches and they're like, Croft says, we all look at our chronometers supplied by the Galactica Quartermaster. I never could make out how to use one. All right. This is the guy that cannot program his VCR, evidently. But I fake the synchronization anyways. Everybody synchronize your watches.
Used to call it hacking.
Ready? Yeah, synchronized. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I press my button when Apollo tells us to start the timers, and he doesn't know. I can't program the VCR. Spaceballs, yes. There you go. George, Spaceballs. Spaceballs was a great show in regards to product placement.
I'm surprised they got away with it, but
yeah.
Anyway, so that's, I think, Chris, pretty much.
Yeah, that's
we've teased out all the great aspects.
We've milked the crap out of this episode or this chapter.
Yeah, I think that's this chapter.
Oh, I do. But they also, hang on, I gotta milk another piece out. That was right towards the end here. It's Croft. Look, they just synchronized their watches. At Croft, okay. They look at their, they do that, and he says, we must reach the top in 85 centons. And Croft's like, I can't even tie my shoes in 85 centons, or in this case, program a watch. You guys don't know any shortcuts. If you don't know any shortcuts, you're going to have to throw me to the top to get to there in that time.
Yeah.
And Sir 5-9 smiles, and that gives a revelation that the clones do have a sense of humor, because throughout the entire episode, there hasn't been any really jokes or anything like that. They've always been very stern and staunch and almost robotic as a clone. And in this case, hey, he's laughing, so that shows them the human side that there's there. So
Rob reminds us that in Demolition Man, Taco Bell gets a big plug. I remember
oh
that.
my God, did it ever? It's the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars. That's exact phrasing, if I remember correctly. Was it Sandra Bullock in there? No.
Yes.
It was Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
Was that Sandra?
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't it? Demolition Man?
I don't
so.
Demolition Man. I don't know if
that
that's Sandra Bullock. I can't remember.
No, wait a minute. Or is that are we thinking
we're squirreling.
Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd.
No, Judge Dredd was not Sandra Bullock for sure. It's the three shells, man. We just don't understand them. You don't even know what that reference is, do you? Oh my God, go back and watch the movie.
What are you talking about?
The three shells?
No.
You don't know what the three shells are?
No.
Go back and watch the movie.
Somebody bring it up. Somebody's got to bring it up.
Go back and watch the movie.
Somebody's got to bring it up. All right.
Bullock was in it. Yeah, I thought it was Bullock. She was a very young Bullock, but anyways, back to what we were saying.
She was in it.
So he's feeling, so they do this, and the guy laughs.
Lane and Judge Dredd. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, sir.
But so they get towards the end here, and this is where the back and forth goes, and this is kind of where we see this in the episode. But the episode, he actually pulls out a gun, but in this, they're back and forth saying, "Hey, you're going to side with your," it's them talking to Croft, and Croft's kind of hemming and hawing, and it's like, "Oh, you're going to side with your jailers, you need to get up there, and we need to take the ship, and we need to go somewhere else," and and he's like, maybe he's got this. He's in the back of his mind. You can see the torment in the book. He talks about maybe, he's talking about Lita's, begging him to go, and he says maybe we can get together again. Maybe it'll be like the old days, the cheerfulness, the joking around,
the love.
Anyways, I had to bring that up, the love. And so, the jokes, the reviving there, but there's always a chance. So he's got this hope in the background that maybe he and she can get back together. Although they're still married. Not that they're not going to get back together, but they're married. But, they're like, are you going to turn back on your back in your freedom? What are you going to do? Hey. And then she throws out the line. Gotta love it. Typical manipulative line. Now's your chance. Our chance. Hang on.
Now is your... Oh, hang on. Better her.
Now is your chance. Our chance. One last time.
My husband? One last time. One last time, my husband, please. Manipulative. Pete's going to have an aneurysm.
I think I ruined the moment for you because it was that funny.
How dare you? You ruined the moment. Pete, that's not nice. One last time, my husband. So, I mean, here she is. She's turning that screwdriver, that knife into your belly or in your back. And yeah, it's just, what can I say to her? He's like, what can I say to her? If I don't respond to that last plea, I'll never agree to their plan. And she's right. It's our chance. Although I trade my soul to have Lita back. So he's desperate to get her back. And now that opportunity is here. And he's got that choice, that character choice that we've talked about before. You know, those conflicts the characters go through. This is one of those times that, you know, which way is he going to go, and that kind of
But I like
drives the show as it goes through.
Yeah, but I could, you know, even in this show, besides the episode, the chapter, but in the episode, you could tell that Croft, he's got the redeeming quality, right? That's the save the cat in Croft's character.
They may not know what that is.
He's going to do the right thing, right? He's going to do the right thing, and he wants to go back, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Here's the watch, by the way.
Yeah, that looks, because they had a different one. That's the silver one. There's another one, the
There's
gold
a silver
one.
and a gold one, yeah.
Yeah, the gold one is the one that's really hard to get. That was only made. That's the one that you were talking about.
Yeah.
The gold one, is the real hard one.
Well, they're both the same. There's just one silver, one's gold, but they only made so many gold ones.
The gold one is incredible though.
So sorry, I squirreled on that. I just found the picture. I wanted to bring it up. So there's that. Yeah. So like I was saying, this is the big back and forth, and then this chapter ends with this sentence. It says, "As I look up at the majestic, sculpturesque slopes of the mountain, and consider how futile this mission seems, I realize that maybe I'm telling Lita and Wolf the truth." By he says he's with them. So maybe I'm telling them the truth, is what he's saying.
But he's not, though, because earlier, before that, he says he's already made his decision. And the decision
sounds like he's waffling right now.
He might be, but we know he's not. Yeah, no, he could. He could. I mean, obviously, he could change his mind, right?
Yeah.
There is no 100% at this point, because if you're reading it for the first time, you don't know what's going on. You don't know where he's at, but
right.
You know, it's just the way they presented the character. I was like, nah, I think this guy really, he wants his command back. He wants to be a part of humanity, right? Yeah, there we go. Media Modeler said it. He picked humanity. Exactly. So, start playing Burl Ives singing Silver and Gold from the Rudolph Rankin Bass Special.
Silver and gold.
So that brings us to the close, pretty much, Chris.
That brings it up to chapter 20.
Yes. So now we wanted to do a quick review of the Realm Press.
Yep. So that takes care of the book. Let's look at a comic book,
which is a quote continuation of Battlestar Galactica 1978.
Yes.
And picks up where the last episode, there's a bit of an overlap, right? So it retells a little bit of the story of the last episode, and then starts what happened after. What happens right after the last 1978-79, it was 1979,
right.
Last episode of Battlestar Galactica, and what happened to the story afterwards. And this is where the Realm Press season 3 number 1 picks up, and we're going to do
it's not season 3 number 1. It's just Realm Press number 1.
No, it's season 3 number 1. Here, let's see if we can get that on. See if I can get close enough. You see it?
Yeah. Are we starting season 3 number 1? Did I put the wrong one up? You got the wrong book, buddy. That's the wrong one.
You told me this is the one we're going to look at.
No,
There's 3 covers. There's 3 covers, though.
No, that's the season 3. This isn't season 3. We're starting at number 1 of Realm Press.
Which one are we doing?
You picked that one up earlier. We talked about that earlier. Said, hey, this is.
So it's season 1.
Season 1.
Season 2.
Well,
season 1.
It doesn't say season on it at all. It just says Realm Press number 1.
Okay. So I have to then go over and pick up.
Yeah. The right one. So, anyways, I'll go through it. I mean, it's not a big deal. So yeah, we started with number 1. So there's
a lot of number 1s.
There's a season 3. Realm Press did a season 3. We're going to go through those too, but that comes after this one. But this one does pick up, and the way you said it, I think you read the right one, but you just picked up the wrong one, because you actually said exactly what this book is about. So I think you just picked up the wrong one, because this does pick up after the last episode of Battlestar Galactica. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think we were talking about season 3 and you had stacked them up, but I think you picked up the wrong one.
you know what? This is the one that I have framed.
Yeah, that's what
So
we were
I was
talking
looking
about
at the frame.
right before class.
Yeah.
Right before I
Okay.
almost said class
So, yeah.
starts. Oh my gosh!
Season 2, number 1. Is that
Yeah,
what it
this is Vlad.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
It's season 2, number 1, guys.
Yeah.
And that's the covers. There's 2 covers.
Yep. And I'm gonna
There's a
switch
variant
over to the other microphone. So
Yeah,
stand by.
you gotta, Chris. You gotta discuss real quick the. So we're looking at the 2 number 1s. There's a variant cover that came out for this number 1, and the copy that has the 2 Cylons and the orange
Check 1 2.
background. Yep, you're
Can
good.
you hear me? Okay.
Loud and clear. And to the right is the copy with the Battlestar and the Vipers and the base star in the background. Now, the one with the Vipers and the space battle, that is the one that was found right on the shelves of the comic book store when it was released. However, the one to the left, the one with the Cylons, was a special edition. So not only was it a variant cover, there's something special about it, and Chris actually got a copy with the original paperwork that came with it, which is really cool. Check that out.
So this was actually given to the dealers, sent out to the dealers. So this is the variant for the dealers, and this is the certificate kind of deal that goes in the back of it, so they can send it out to the dealers and say, "Hey, you like this? You can order some more." So this is the only one. This is actually has the paper certificate on the inside. So it's a really neat. I love the cover. I mean, if you can. I mean,
The cover's beautiful. Yeah,
Especially
I managed years ago. I managed to pick. Oh, there's a skeleton, a skull there.
Yeah.
I managed to pick up that same copy, but it was autographed by Chris Scalf, and there was it was on sale, and I used my points, and I was able to pick that up, and so now I have that one framed with the other 2 covers. The one that I confused is along with it's like a 3 cover frame that I have up amongst my Galactica stuff. That's a really cool one. So yeah. Yeah. When you get a chance, I'm sorry, Chris. Make sure you flip that because that looks really cool.
So this is a unique. We talked about this last week. This is a really unique comic book because all of the photos in here are not like drawings; they're actually paintings. So he painted all of these. Chris Kauf is the original painter. Actually, the back end here is kind of the information. Yeah, let's get that up there. So yeah, we've got illustrated by Chris Kauf, published by Atwell, production Coxon, and the lettering is done by his wife Tanya. And if you look at the bottom of that, it says pages 1 through 8 are based on the sequences from The Hand of God episode written by Donald Belisario. So the first couple of pages in this covers The Hand of God, which is
Hand of God,
the end of the Battlestar Galactica season. So, and it's called The Law of Vlad.
Yeah. Right. So again, the first few pages are a take on the episode itself. So that's how, that's the setup. And as you proceed through the representation of the episode, right, the last scenes of the episode, we then pick up with this new episode.
Right. So the first couple of pages here is the escape from the Battlestar, from the base star. So this was the base star. They were attacked. First Centurion Vulpa there.
Nice.
And then the same pieces are here. Hey, we got to watch for the red dots on the screen. Them coming up the ladder, if you remember that from the thing, and of course them escaping. I love the pictures here on this. Is really well done. These close-ups of the Raider coming out are beautiful, and then the last picture here, it just jumps. It's just beautiful.
It totally unique. This
Yep.
is a style that was unique to these Realm Press comic books. It had never been done before, and so the technique and the detail is all a part of this type of illustration and this comic book. So it's not done anywhere else. This is really cool stuff, and unfortunately, it's been slightly forgotten. But I think that's where we come in, and you know, as fans, I remember seeing this. I didn't know what it was about, and I subsequently then, you know, over the years, you know, put together a full set of these. But this is phenomenal stuff, guys. Worthy of us spending a little bit of time on it and enjoying them.
Yep.
And you know,
I love this. Yeah. So this, you know, so it ends. So the first 8 pages, this is where the ending, and then we have, you know, spoiler alert. We've got massive celebration, and Adama is going to talk to Baltar. So Adama goes to Baltar because at this point they made the deal with Baltar. So what's going to happen? Are they going to let him go? You know, that never was covered in the show. You kind of didn't get an idea that what was going to happen. They were supposed to drop him off on a planet and everything else. So maybe during the rest of these, I'm not going to give too much away. He's there talking to Baltar, and of course, hey, you need to come. You know, he gets called away again, and Baltar's like, hey, you know, wait a minute, you're supposed to let me go, and says, well, we'll talk about it later, kind of deal. So they get some weird readings, and then they go check them out. There's a kind of a hint of a love scene in here. Not a love scene, but you know, you can see the attraction now between Apollo and Sheba.
Yes.
They go into this, and it's funny that it almost follows, if you're the story almost follows the same thing that Sheba did in Lost Planet of the Gods. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
in Lost Planet of the Gods, she's like, well, I'm a pilot, and you know, I'm supposed to be your wingman and everything else. So it kind of follows along that piece, and of course, like, you know, you're right. You know, we should fight together, and we get a nice. There you go, some kissing going on, like which we really should have seen more of. That we should have seen that in the original episode for sure. The carry on from there. So they go on a mission to check out this. So they're out of fuel. Of course, that's how everything works. They you know, all the stuff that they shot up the base star with, and now they're out of fuel. They're out of ammo. They need all this resources, and they find a planet. And this is where the news story kind of kicks in. That of course they brought 2 cadets with them, and whatever happens, it's a cadet in Battlestar Galactica is like a red shirt in Star Trek.
Very true.
So, you know, you either get your mind melded by like Cadet Kree, or you get offed. So, yes, of course, the 2 cadets they take with them get offed by some weird thing. Then they have to they see a city. They land. They say, hey, we're looking for information. We need certain things. We don't know what's going on, and they meet this Vlad. This what's the race? I can't remember the name of the race. So they claim to be a very peaceful race.
Yes.
And we don't know the violence. We don't know what's going on. And Vlad is our leader. And Vlad is this big electronic thing in the middle. Perhaps a Cylon thing. Who knows? So
who knows?
So the end of the book. So they're like, oh, so we're, you know, hey, we need to talk to this Vlad because we need help with getting things. And of course, at the end of the book, it says the guy's like, I'm the only one that can talk to Vlad. So he goes talks to Vlad about this. He comes back, and Vlad has told them that They are a violent people, and the violent people deserve death. And it ends right there. So let's pick it up next week in number 2.
Outstanding.
So, but great pictures here at the end. Here's a nice shots of some base stars.
So cool.
And then, of course, the back page is just one of my favorite paintings, covers. What do you call it? It's not a cover, it's a back, but I mean, you've got the Raiders in the background, and you've got the Centurions up front, and of course, first Centurion Volpa there.
All right, stop saying that.
Well, you got to call him,
Just
Dr. Ravishal and
It's
Centurion Volpa.
just Volpa. It's just Volpa. John Repper says the race is the Akmarans.
That's it. The Akmarans.
The Akmarans. Thanks, John.
But so tune in next week for number 2 of this series as we go and talk about that. But once again, if you get a chance, you can find some of these on eBay or wherever else, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah, they're out there. Maybe at a comic book convention. I saw there was I don't know if it's Mile High or some of the other places. They actually might stock them sometimes. They were out there when it was like one of those shining stars or shooting comets that just they were out there and then they weren't. So John says Apollo says a line in this issue similar to the line on Gun on Ice Planet Zero. Something just fried 2 of our fighters. Yeah. That was kind of cool. So they kind of used a little bit of their dialogue and the way they spoke. It was, I don't know, it was pretty cool, man.
I don't know how hard is it to be a cadet at the it seems like all the cadets are getting killed. So
yeah, but think about it, right? I mean, it's there is no formal academy, there is no real training. So these guys, it's not like the red shirts that went to Starfleet Academy. These guys are volunteer kids that are trying to become pilots. And sorry, how do you
Hey, they're laser sponges.
That's what they are.
You go out in front and suck up some laser fire while I sit back here and not get killed.
So there's the 2, right? So this is the one that we're doing. So that's
we will do I think after we get this done with this series, we'll do number 3 or season 3, which is what's on the front cover of those.
There's a couple of exceptional, and by the way, some of the work that they were going to do included a updated illustrated technical manual that has, and some of the artwork is floating out there, and it is cutaways of the landing bays, of the tubes, all kinds of cool stuff that we didn't get to see.
No, and then we actually there's it's leaked out on the internet. We'll cover that one too. Good question. John has got to come up and says the Viper pilots have hectometers in their Vipers. What is that? So in this series, the comic, it talks about, so they're trapped on this planet because they can't go above a certain height, and the hectometer is what tells them how high they are according to the comic. So they're only allowed to go up to a point like 6 something or other. It's in the comic. Hectares, because remember in the Gun and Ice Planet Zero and the book Cylon Death Machine, when they describe Mount Hecla, it's so many hectares high. So a hectarometer tells you how high you are.
High they are. Yeah. Interesting.
So
very cool.
And that's it.
That's it.
Oh, we forgot
for
to cover
now, guys.
So, go ahead.
That's all we have for now. However, we will continue on. We're going to finish up. Obviously, we have several more chapters for the Cylon Death Machine, and we're going to be doing, more of the Realm series, and we'll see where that takes us. And Awesome Con, we've said this. It's definitely one of our conventions, along with the others that we're going to be going to. So IFB, Chris and I, we will be attending Awesome Con, and we're going to try to broadcast live from the convention. Hopefully, we're not going to get shut down, right, Chris? Because we don't know
I
the
don't.
status.
Only if they say we can't do it. I mean, but everybody's got a phone, so I don't know why not.
Right. So that's something that we're looking to do. And then, of course, Chris, you're going to Dragon Con,
Yes.
and then we're
And
going
now I
to
have to see Aaron Gray just for John 1.
for John 1. And on top of that, we have New York Comic Con. We have tickets and we're confirmed. Oh, we're also waiting on word for some panels that we're going to be hosting. And as a matter of fact, at Dragon Con, I don't know if we mentioned this before, and if we did, that's okay. Chris is going to be co-hosting a trivia panel at Dragon Con.
Yep.
And you're going to try and um, hook us in, right?
I'll try to help. Try to hook us in so people can actually participate from home at the same time. So we'll see how it works.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of fun. But so we're definitely scheduled, and we may end up, if we're lucky, maybe we'll get some more panels. Fan a fan expo in Denver is Halloween weekend, and so I'm going to be attending, and we also put in for a panel there, and maybe I can bring Chris you in to the panel if we get it.
Yep.
So we'll do something with that as well. So we'll be putting the word out and see if we can do a meetup. We'll give you a time slot and a place of reference that we could all kind of meet everybody during the conventions. It'd be kind of cool. We'll do a little photo session, a little video if anybody is going, right?
Yep.
And yeah, I think we'd have a good time.
Oh, definitely. All right. So it is 10 o'clock. We've been on the air for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I've always told Pete, we need to do like an all-nighter. And Pete's like, no. I know we could talk about Battlestar Galactica for all night. I don't know how many people would hang around, but it would be kind of fun to do at least a 8 to 12 hour class. That's a class again. I've been teaching too much. 8 to 12 hour broadcast.
You need to keep it up.
Yep.
No more chalk for you. No
that's it. No more chalk for me. Actually, we're looking to. We just. Never mind. I'm going to squirrel on that. I better not. So
I think you're losing it, my man. You're definitely losing it.
Yep.
Dave and everybody else and John 1, great show. Dave, thanks for tuning in and all the Johns and Dave. 3 a.m. Dave Ferreira, thank you for tuning in, coming out live. Please catch up. Glad that you were able to come on and support us and enjoy a little bit. Go back and watch the fact. If you didn't, I did drink from the Vulcan Ale, which has gone bad. I did drink from it. And so, yeah, Lola says she'll stay up. Thank you, Chris and Pete from Dave, of course. Absolutely, buddy. Thank you, Clay and George's, George G, George Zuvalos, everybody that comes on and supports. And what dates do you have for New York Comic Con? As a matter of fact, Chris and I are going to be attending, all things being equal, Friday and Saturday. We will be at New York Comic Con. So we would love to see you guys there if at all possible. And of course, Rob and, Razor Ramon and Janet, Mediocre Modeler, of course, 100% thanks. Don't forget to go over and watch the latest Alphabet's
the final build out,
and it's
all the work you finally
oh, it's beautiful,
all the work you finally did, and then some of the Greeblies, he calls them, and that's I've heard the name before, but I forgot until he sent me a text answer back. But they didn't have any landing gear, so he came up with some inventive ideas for some landing gear.
Very cool stuff. So don't forget to go over and watch the Mediocre Modelers builder stuff, and Brian and everybody else that joined us live, and all of you that are joining us later on. We welcome you. We thank you for tuning in and watching. So don't forget to slam the like button.
Yep.
Don't forget to like us and support. Don't forget that we appreciate you tuning in. We love having you on board. So please keep clicking the thumbs up, and don't forget to tell your friends about our show. If you want to contact us, info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe. See you at our next show. Keep the faith, and remember, we strongly believe that fans fuel the fleet, and that's you guys. And along with us, we have a great time always. Twitter, YouTube, of course, our home here at Facebook. And we do Instagram as well. We do, there is Instagram that is linked automatically, so we're there as well. But thanks, guys. We had a great time. You know that we enjoy doing this, but it's that much better when you guys tune in and, you chat it up with us.
A lot of fun.
And, yeah, we seriously enjoy it. And everybody who watches it later, thanks for tuning in as well. Hope to have you sometime live, and looking forward to the next one. Chris?
That's it. So, fans fuel the fleet, thank you for joining us. And make that one voice to Hollywood for us. So, get out there and drink some Vulcan Ale. Go ahead, take one last swig as we go out. There you go. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on, last swig. Oh, God. All right, and Pete's dead.